Set in Johannesburg, Netflix's The Kings of Joburg begins with Mo being released from prison. He's been in prison for over 10 years after turning himself in seemingly by choice. After his release, the prison drops him off on the side of the road, and a woman named Phumzi agrees to pick him up. Mo divulges that he's just been released from prison, and Phumzi says that's okay, and she can give him a ride as long as he doesn't attempt to kill her, which seems fair.
Seems fair.
Phumzi brings him to the shop she owns, and she gives him a few dollars, and he goes on his way. The same day Mo is leaving prison, the Kings of Joburg gang is breaking into a heavily secured diamond store with video cameras and a ton of thermal sensors. Simon, Mo's brother, is able to walk in front of the cameras and not be seen, as well as walk into a room full of thermal sensors and not trip any of them. Something supernatural seems to be happening here. This feat seems impossible to the police investigating the crime, Stan and Jazmine. Turns out Simon has the power of the Masire mermaid spirit helping him. The supernatural spirit helps Masires in exchange for human sacrifices. Mo returns to see Phumzi, and he repays her the money that she lent him, and then some, because he's a wealthy ex-gangster. But Mo doesn't want to live that life anymore. He wants to make a new life for himself. He then visits his brother Simon and his wife Angela, who used to be Mo's wife before he went to jail. Mo learns that he has a daughter named Neo that Angela told him she lost when he went to prison. He picks up Neo at Angela's grandmother's home, and the two enjoy the day. Mo and Neo visit Phumzi at her business, and they go up to the second floor. Mo goes out onto the balcony, and he's shot by an assassin, but he isn't critically injured. The whole going legit dream is probably not in the cards at this point.
That's when I thought I was out. They pulled me back in.
We learn the assassin is a man named Sting. Sting was brought into the business when he was down and out by Mo originally. He's part of Simon's gang now, but he wasn't ordered by Simon to do the hit. Mo and Simon track Sting down and find out that it was Mensi behind the hit. Mo doesn't blame Sting because he's a soldier who follows orders, but he does want revenge on Mensi. Trying to keep up appearances, Mensi shows up at the King's nightclub, and he's invited to the rooftop, and Mo shoots him. Right after this, Mo doesn't even bother to clean the blood off his hands before he continues playing poker. Tlotlo, Mo's entitled son, is the one that runs these illegal poker games at the club. Simon has told him many times to quit the poker games because they could cost the club their license. Tlotlo is a bit of a cokehead though, and he's headstrong, so he ignores these requests. This is when we're introduced to Zaza, Mensi's daughter, and she's none too happy about her father's murder, and she swears revenge against the Masire family. She kidnaps Tlotlo's girlfriend Mimi, after Mimi steals a lot of money from Tlotlo's safe and is on the run. They torture her and make her detox because they want something from her. They want her to call Tlotlo and have her say she's sorry for stealing the money and propose they meet. Zaza wants her to set the trap so they can exact a measure of revenge on Mo for killing Mensi. However, Tlotlo blows off Mimi because he's busy with strippers and cocaine, as well as the fact that he's mad about her stealing from him. At this point, we learn that Simon isn't only married to Mo's ex-wife. He has another family altogether. Robin and Sam Jr. are his other family, and Robin has been on the run from the United States FBI for over a decade. Simon grows frustrated with Tlotlo's management of the club, and he decides to take this responsibility away from him. Tlotlo decides that an appropriate thing to do would be to break into a heavily defended club rather than just apologize and move on. While Tlotlo is making his getaway on foot, he's shot by Simon's men. With the Masires, family is stronger than armed robbery, so Tlotlo makes a recovery in Simon's mansion. While at the mansion, the mystical mermaid is demanding Simon sacrifice Tlotlo, and he's seriously considering it before one of Simon's family members talks him out of the idea. Tlotlo has recovered from his injuries, and he wants to give Mimi a second chance, so he agrees to meet her, seemingly falling into Zaza's trap. The police at this point are getting frustrated with the Masire family, and two corrupt police officers try and kill Simon and Mo while they're out riding motorcycles at night. Simon ends up killing both of them. Jazmine then breaks into Simon's home and finds some of the missing diamonds from the jewelry heist. Simon catches her in the home, but Jazz shoots him in the leg. And Mo comes to Simon's rescue, shooting Jazmine from behind. Stan, the police chief, is able to find the two murdered cops by using their cell phone data, but he hasn't been able to find Jazz. Stan desperately wants to take this gang down, and he's introduced to his best chance to do so. This is when we learn that Phumzi is really working undercover for the South African Special Ops, and her real name is Sonia Thembo. Turns out she's played this role before with a man named Aliko Baho. He's just getting out of prison and he wants revenge on Phumzi. He shows up at her apartment, but he runs into Mo. Mo kills him and his men, but before Aliko dies, he tells Mo to be worried because Phumzi isn't who he thinks she is. And he knows because she's done the same thing to him. And Mo confronts Phumzi about her identity, and she informs him that she's pregnant and having his baby, right before Mo is forced to leave to deal with an emergency. The emergency is a man named Magic from Atlanta, Georgia. He's been tipped off to Robin's location, and he has kidnapped her and her son. Sting follows them to a warehouse. He lets Simon and Mo know where he is, and he tries to rescue Sam and Robin. But Magic kills him along with Robin before Simon shows up, and Magic also handles Simon in hand-to-hand combat, and Simon begs the mermaid for help. But the mermaid says he needs a human sacrifice in order to help Simon. So Simon strangles his own son. Magic hears Mo coming into the warehouse and he runs. But Mo sees the fact that Simon killed his own son in order to bring back the mermaid. And Mo was under the impression that Simon had left the mermaid behind, but that seems not to be the case. The series ends on a cliffhanger, along with other unanswered questions. For instance, what happens to Tlotlo when he meets Mimi and Zaza? Or what happens to the Masire family and the mermaid after Mo now knows that Simon sacrificed his own son for the mermaid? Guess we'll have to see what happens in Season 2. Thanks for watching.